So let's start by sitting down. Sit comfortably. So if you wanted to sit on a blanket or something, on a cushion or something like that, then come and sit down like this. Just have your props nearby, just so in case you need them, they're close by. And let's start by sitting here. And closing your eyes. And if you struggle with closing your eyes, then just gently soften your gaze here. And become aware of the center of your chest, the heart space. And the heart space is an energetic space. So it's really the very center of your chest. And notice yourself breathing. Relax your shoulders here, soften your face. So here with the awareness onto your chest, onto the heart space. With each breath, see if you can feed into that heart space and visualize the color green, but really visualize that sort of goldeny green. We see this golden green everywhere right now. It's like the green of a newly unfurled beach leaf. And it's as if the sun is shining through it. So with your inhale, see if you can feel that expanding into your chest. With the exhale, feel it radiating out even more. By staying really aware of your breath and all that space there, the golden color, the golden green color there. For each energetic block that might have formed here over that space. See if you can visualize with each breath that slowly these blocks are just gently popping off and disappearing, dissipating into space. Now the heart space is not just the front of your chest. It's also the sides here of your body, and it also radiates into your back. So we'll do a short breathing exercise. On the inhale, you're going to really try, we'll start with the hands here in front of the chest, and on the inhale, you drag the hands away from each other, expand your arms here into the space around you to the sides, and on your exhale, see if you can hug your arms around your body. So again, inhale, really opening up, reaching out to the sides, and exhale, gently closing and rounding yourself off. Again, inhale to open. Exhale, gently bringing that energy in, back into the heart space. Then inhale, open. Expanding, radiating out, and then exhale, bring the energy back into the center of your chest. Let's just do 3 more. Inhale to open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more big deep breath in. And then gently exhale. You can do it slower, your hands. Relax your shoulders, keep your face here nice and soft. Observe the quality of your presence. And each practice we turn up for, we try and turn up with no judgment towards ourselves. You're here to work with where you are right now. And just know that exactly here and right now is exactly where you need to be. And nothing else is needed apart from you just turning up. Here, softly begin to open your eyes. We're going to come into child's pose. And you have several options here for child's pose. If you want to place a blanket underneath your knees, you can to give the knees a little bit of extra padding. If you have knee issues, if you have sensitive knees, you might want to bring blocks or something to sit on in between your legs to take the pressure off your knees. Now the other option is to either come all the way down to the floor with your forehead, or you might want to take something that you can lie on. You can roll up a blanket, or if you have a bolster, place the side of your face, the right side of your face on the bolster. And again, with your arms, figure out what works best for you. You can tuck your arms back, you can also reach them forwards. You can also stack the palms and just rest your forehead here onto stacked palms. So we're going to come into child's pose, and we'll hold child's pose for about 4 minutes. And if you're lying with your face to the side, I will cue halfway through when to change around. And drop into your breath. And allow yourself here to fully stay aware of your breath. And become aware, especially in this pose, of the back of your heart. So really roughly between the shoulder blades. And feel like you can create a little bit more space here between your shoulder blades. Allow your sit bones here to feel heavy, your tailbone here to feel heavy. And in this pose, really try to soften your belly. And we really ask the body now to fully stop, to fully take this moment to take stock, to check in. Check in with your jaw and see if you can soften your face and relax your jaw here. Now what feels quite good to me is to just very gently shake my hips or shake my bum. Just a gentle movement to get that little bit of water energy, a little bit of flowing energy into the pelvis, and to just gently relax my lower back. Now if you're lying with your face on the right side, just turn around right now and place the left side of your face down. And try and bring awareness again to the heart cave, the chest. And the heart lies in the center of your chest, in between your lungs. It's not skeletal. It's a large muscle. cardio muscle. It's responsible for supplying your blood with oxygen. Literally bringing life force, breath, to every part here of your body. So see that your breath here gets sent around the body to every cell, to every part. So one more breath here. Inhale, slowly come up, lift yourself up. If you feel like you need to come into down dog, briefly come into down dog and stretch out your legs. I like to try and take 1 minute, sort of 1 minute between each pose to try and get your body again into a more neutral state. If down dog isn't the pose that's calling you right now, then come into any pose that feels appropriate for your body right now. And then we'll set up for the next pose. We're going to come into melting heart pose. So we're going to come into what we can also call puppy pose. So come onto all fours. Again, maybe have that blanket underneath your knees. Since we hang out in these poses for quite a while, it's always good to give your body those extra props to keep you as comfortable as possible. And so come onto all fours, knees are underneath your hips. Now, option is to tuck the toes or to keep the toes untucked. And you're going to start to walk your hands here all the way forward. And try to take your forehead to the floor. If that is impossible for you, you can place something like a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath your forehead. And see if you can walk your hands here as far forward as possible. And if you really want to, you can lower down your elbows. But if you can, maybe just keep your elbows lifted, pop up onto your fingertips. Now you're going to melt your belly and your chest towards the floor. And you're going to try and keep your hips here above your knees. So you're trying to resist the temptation of taking your bum back or going forward here with your bum. Keep your face again soft, keep your jaw here relaxed. And keep coming back to your breath. So keep reminding yourself to breathe. So by keeping the elbows lifted, you bring that little bit of yang into the body, a little bit of fire energy, instead of the soft yin energy. But we all know that yin-yang symbol, the black and the white, with having the black dot in the center of the white and the white dot in the center of the black. Just imagine that bringing that little bit of fire into the body is that dot. You don't have to give too much, and if it becomes too much, just lower your elbows down. If you have a fairly flexible spine, you might want to play with placing the chin on the mat. Again, try not to resist, try to resist the temptation to take your bum back or to go forwards. So try to keep your hips stacked above your knees. Perhaps close your eyes. And again, with your awareness, stay with the awareness of your breath. Stay with the awareness in the heart space. Let's take one more breath here. Big deep breath in. And that nice exhale out. And slowly lift yourself up. Maybe just sit back onto your heels. Relax your shoulders. Maybe lean back on your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades here towards each other. See if you can puff your chest up. And then we'll come into the dragonfly, but we're going to come into the lateral dragonfly. So we're going to come into the sides of the heart space. So come into straddle to start with. And lift your sit bones, lift them up, tuck them back slightly. Feel as if your sit bones are being pulled back slightly. You try and look at your feet and just have the toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling and the kneecaps pointing straight up towards the ceiling. We'll just go forward, only for 2 minutes, so it's not too long. If you have really intense sensations here in the legs, in the inner legs, you can just place your hands behind your hips and just keep yourself up here like this. Now, you can also start to go forward. You can have a bolster or a blanket or your pillow in between your legs, and you can start to walk the chest forward. And you can rest your forehead again on that bolster, or if you don't need the bolster, you can always again land your forehead on the floor. And again here, just start to drop forward with your breath. So in this yin practice, come into this pose about 60 to 70% of the way. You're not completely meeting your edge at the beginning here. You're just slowly going to start to work towards your edge. Then relax your face and soften your jaw. Keep reminding yourself to breathe. And begin to imagine the meridians, or visualize the meridians of the heart. And I can talk you through this. The heart meridian has 3 branches. Each of those branches starts in the heart. One runs down through the diaphragm to the small intestine. The other one runs up through the heart, through the throat, and ends at the tongue here in your mouth. And then it meets just below the eyes. And then the third one runs across the chest down the inner arms, both sides, and ends in the tip of your little fingers. And take one more breath in. Now, slowly come up. We're going to lift yourself up. We're going to come into the lateral stretch now. So keep your legs wide. If it becomes too intense, you could bring your legs a little bit closer together. We have again a few options here. So you can place the bolster here, and you can rest here like this, and you can take your arm up and over. So I'm going to focus on the left side now. So coming into the left side of the ribcage, left side of the heart. You can stay here like this. If you have the flexibility, if you feel open enough today, and just remind yourself that each day feels different. You can take your left hand all the way to the right foot, and you're reaching your right foot towards your right hand, towards your right foot. And just keep both sit bones grounded. And breathe here into the right side of your ribcage, right side of your body. And you have that gentle twist here. And remind yourself of those meridians, those 3 branches that start in your heart. One that runs down through the heart, through the small intestine. And then the second branch runs up from the heart, through the throat and tongue, and then splits and ends up underneath both eyes. The third branch runs across the chest, across the collarbone, through the inner arms, both sides, and then ends up in the pinky fingers. Keep breathing. See if you can perhaps now drop that little bit lower, a little bit deeper into this pose. Allowing those meridians to flow freely. Opening the left side of your heart. The heart center being that energy center rather than your physical heart. Just take 2 more breaths here. And slowly supporting your head, lift yourself up, come back to center. Maybe just gently shake side to side, maybe gently round your spine, or take a few stretches or wriggles in between both sides. And again, you can bring your legs a little bit closer together if that's what feels appropriate to your body right now. If you have really open hamstrings, you can always support the backs of your knees if you feel like this is too much for your knees. So now coming into the second side, again, you can place your bolster or your blanket or your pillow here. You can rest your face on your hand, and then see if you can stretch your right arm over. It's all about coming into the right side now, so don't worry if you can't lower yourself all the way down. That's not what this pose really is about. And if your flexibility is there, if this is fairly accessible to you, then maybe just reach towards your left foot with your left hand and also with your right hand. Then check in with your face and your jaw. In that slight twist where you're sending the left side of your rib cage forward, the right side back. Maybe looking underneath your right armpit. You can always close your eyes in these yin poses. Stay with your breath. Feel your body soften with each breath. So now we're here for maybe 30 more seconds. So see if you can really drop in towards your edge and brush up against your edge. And then we do this softly, we do this gently. Take 2 more breaths here. And slowly lift yourself up, support your head here maybe. Lift yourself up, slowly come out. Catch the backs of your knees now, lift them up, bring your knees here together. Maybe just briefly give yourself that tight squeeze. You're squeezing the knees in towards your chest. You could lean back on your hands, lift your chest up, gently sway your legs side to side again. Just taking a few poses, a few movements here in between the poses, in between the longer holds, to bring your body into a more neutral state. And do whatever feels really good right now. Down dog is what's pulling you, can come go there. You want to come into a forward fold, then go there. So our next pose is Sphinx pose. So it's actually one of my least favorite poses. I always want to skip it. Maybe most likely it's the one that I need. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose. Few different options again. Have your pillows or your bolster maybe underneath your diaphragm, so the rib cage here, and you can stay here like this. That kind of takes the pressure off your shoulders, and I particularly don't like this pose because of my shoulders, because it puts too much pressure on my shoulders. So you can always have that little wedge here with a pillow or a blanket or a cushion underneath the diaphragm. The full pose is where you come down onto your elbows, you take your legs as wide as the mat. If that feels really awkward, then just bring your legs here together. So you come onto your elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders, and you just lift your chest here through your arms. So come into Sphinx pose. We're going to hold Sphinx here for about 2 minutes, and from Sphinx pose we'll go into our seal pose, but I will cue that when it's time. So you're lightly pressing your pubic bone against the mat. You're gently feeding your chest here through your arms. Again, perhaps take that image of the meridians here coming out of your heart and allow them to flow through your body. Again, stay with your breath here. Keep reminding yourself to breathe. And sometimes when the mind starts to get really busy in these poses, you can bring yourself back to your breath, you can bring yourself back to the visualizing of meridians, or there is a mantra for the heart. And it goes, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live a life of ease. Perhaps bring yourself to that mantra as you feed the energy from your heart through the chest all the way forward. May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live a life of ease. And we can go to seal pose now. So your hands are spread out wide, fingers are spread out wide. And you can start to lift your elbows off the mat. So you lift your elbows up, you might have to walk your hands a little bit closer. Try and really be careful of the lower back. And try not to bring your shoulders up around your ears. See if you can drop them down again. Feed the chest forward. This might start to create a little bit of fire. This might start to create a little bit more energy in the thoughts. A bit more talking in the head. So again, bring yourself back to your breath. Bring yourself back maybe to that mantra again of may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live a life of ease. This mantra is meant for you, for yourself, for your own body, but it's also meant for anyone around you. Really, true happiness is those moments where we're fully able to melt our hearts, to melt into that soft energy. Take one more breath here. And slowly lower down if you come into seal. Rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe stack the palms, maybe rest your forehead onto stacked palms. You can rock out your hips. You can also reach your arms here forward. So just rest your forehead on the floor. That could be also just more than enough. Maybe gently rock out your lower back if that feels like it's something you need to do. Then we'll slowly set up for our next pose. We're going to come into a forward fold. And you can again grab the props to help you get comfortable. So we're going to focus on the back of the heart. You have a blanket maybe or a pillow that you can sit on if you feel like you're dumping in your lower back. Now use this blanket or whatever you're going to sit on more as a wedge than really sitting all the way on top of it. So almost feel like you're rolling off of it. So it acts more like a wedge. Now your feet, your legs can be either hip distance apart or slightly wider. If it feels good to keep them together, they can also be together. And you can have something that rests here on your legs. If you have a bolster, it can be really quite handy just to rest your forehead if you have really tight hamstrings on your forehead on the bolster like this. Or just stack, make a little pile that you can take your forehead down to. Again, if you have really open hamstrings, you can just fold all the way forward. So here, come down and do whatever is appropriate for your body. Now, in the yang practices, so in the flow practice, in the hatha practice, we try and catch our toes. I actually really rather you didn't try and catch your toes, but focus on turning the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling and just dropping your head. So you're actually rounding your spine slightly. You're dropping your forehead slowly down and see if you can come in between the shoulder blades. See if you can create a little bit more space for the trapezius muscle to relax. And the trapezius muscle is that really incredibly beautiful muscle that is a triangle, with a triangular shape on your back. Again, bring your awareness then to your back and feel the back of your heart soften. Feel it melting here. And again, come into it with your breath. And see your heart as this supreme manager of your body that oversees the working of your body and of your mind. And when that energy, the chi, the life force of your heart is in balance, we feel active and we're full of vitality. That heart chi, the heart life force, has an imbalance. It can create poor circulation, digestive problems, perhaps varicose veins, things like that. It really can create quite a lot of stagnation in the body. The aim here is now to unblock those blocks that are clogging up the heart energy. To really allow yourself to drop in and stay with the energy of the heart. Allow it to send oxygen to every part, every cell of your body. Soft face, soft jaw. Coming into our last minute, if you have a few props, you might want to remove those props. You might want to drop a little bit deeper. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Slowly come up. Lift yourself up. Again, maybe come and lie down briefly and just hug your knees into your chest. Come into down dog if that's something that's calling you, if your body is asking for, just gently swaying the hips side to side, maybe windscreen wiping the legs, and come into that and really try and listen to your body and what your body feels like it needs to do right now. So our next pose is going to be a reclined pose. I want you to bring the soles of your feet here together, and you're going to let the knees drop out to the side. Ideally, you have a bolster that you can roll back on. You place the bolster sort of at the center of your back. You can come and lie down like this. If you don't have that bolster, no problem, because we can just roll out a blanket. So you can just make a thick, fat sausage shape here with your blanket, and you can place that at the back of your heart. So you can also come and lie down like this. So come into this now. Support your knees here if they need to be supported. So you can have something that you wedge underneath the knees if the knees feel, or the inner legs come to, or the inner legs, the stretch becomes too intense. You can always support the knees. Otherwise, soles of the feet together, come and lie down. If you have that bolster, if you're really having a nice arch shape now in your back and you're dropping your head back, and dropping the head back could feel like it's going a little bit too far, you can place a block underneath your head. So you have that little lift in your head. But come and lie back like this. Soles of the feet together. Chest here towards the ceiling. Take your arms here wide. Again, perhaps close your eyes. Soft face, soft jaw. Chest is open. See if you can let your knees feel heavy, your hips here feel heavy. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice how it moves in the ideal pattern for you. There's a saying, and I can't remember who it's by. It goes something like, you're not rich until you feel rich in your heart. I will look up who this quote is by. You invite yourself to breathe into the heart space, feeding it with oxygen and allowing the oxygen to come into the heart and allow the heart to be that superior manager that distributes the oxygen into every cell here of your body. You can start to feel, it can start to feel intense. Your legs could feel intense. The chatter in your head could start to feel intense. Perhaps bring yourself back to your breath. Perhaps bring yourself back to the energy of your heart. Perhaps bring yourself back to that mantra. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of ease. Feel yourself holding on to less and less. Last breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Now support your knees here. Bring your knees here together. Lift yourself up. You could roll to the side or lift yourself up. Remove anything that's you're lying back onto. And come and lie down on your back. And we'll just finish with a really simple pose where you're drawing the knees into your chest. And you're just holding onto the knees here. Just very lightly press the back of your head against the mat. Very lightly draw your chin here towards your chest. And gently rocking out the hips. Take 2 more breaths here. We'll slowly come and lie down in Shavasana. And come into whichever feels really comfortable for you. So you can have the props to lie back on, you can have pillows behind your head. Come and lie down as comfortably as possible, just so you can resist the temptation here to move. Lie back, get comfortable, cover yourself in a blanket if you think you're going to start feeling cold. And here, drop into your breath. So notice how you breathe. Notice the softness of your breath. Notice how the breath moves in the ideal pattern for you. And again, bring your awareness to your heart. Listen for the beat of your heart. And as you listen for the beat of your heart, see if you can relax more, soften your heart more. Allow a slow, gentle rhythm to arise of its own accord. Your spiritual heart. Notice the protection it has. The protection around your heart, your rib cage, your chest, your spine. Notice how your heart here feels. Again, there's no judgment on how the heart feels, because there are no wrong or right emotions. There are no wrong or right feelings. And perhaps for the next few moments in your relaxation, in your resting pose, where you're allowing your physical body to digest, these next few moments, see if you can really let all the love flow in until it's all you are and until it's all you can think about. So allow the love to flow in until it's all you are and until it's all you can think about. You're starting to take a few deeper breaths, connecting yourself back to your body, to the space around you, the room around you. With your hands, your fingers, your feet, your toes, and stretch out overhead if it feels like it's something you want to do. Drawing one knee into the chest, the other knee into the chest, and gently roll over to the left. And just stay there for a few breaths. And cover the heart here with your hands in the Jala Mudra in front of your heart. Just lift your heart up to your hands. Lightly tuck your chin, bow your head here to your heart, and we offer our inside out. Our heart before our heart, and our mind before our mind. Thank you for sharing this practice with me here this evening. Thank you for the sacred moments and where we are able to come together, to connect, to sit together, to move together, to breathe together. May this practice here inspire your daily life. May we offer this practice to those and to where it is needed. May the skin you shed here today feed the soil around you. May you gently remind yourself to keep giving and not to give up. And may we all breathe in the unknown and breathe out peace. Take a big deep breath into your heart and your hands. Nice exhale out. To all of the hearts. When you are ready, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope that